Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about determiners while we learn about a very important system in our body. First, I would like to invite you to answer the following two questions. The first one is, do you know the difference between oxygen and carbon dioxide? What is oxygen? What is carbon dioxide? All right. Next is, which organs help you breathe? Which organs, when we breathe, what do we use for breathing? All right. After you consider the answers to those questions, let's read this. Read the following text about the human respiratory system. You can say respiratory or respiratory system. Both stresses are correct. The human respiratory system. This system's basic function is respiration or breathing. It's made up of the airways and the lungs, bringing oxygen from the air into the blood and eliminating any carbon dioxide in it. That process is called gas exchange. Air enters through the nose or mouth to the alveoli. Then, clean oxygen passes into the blood and is transported to all cells. Oxygen goes into the blood to all cells, and then it goes to all cells. The airways divide into two parts. The upper airway, so the upper is the top part. The upper airway goes from the nose and mouth to the vocal cords, including the pharynx and larynx. The lower airway is formed by the trachea and bronchi and the bronchioles. All right, those are very technical terms. You're welcome to research a little bit more about them so that you understand all the mechanisms involved in breathing. All right. But first, let's answer one question to see if we understood the whole text. Only one question. What is gas exchange? I remember. What is gas exchange? Remember? Air, it's outside, comes into our body, to the lungs. It is cleaned, and then we exchange that air that we took in with carbon dioxide. Well, I hope that you understood that as well, or better than me, actually. I'm not very technical. That's not my field, but we have a basic understanding of breathing, right? Good. That's what we needed, because you know why? We're going to use that text and terms in that text to understand what determiners are. Let me give you first a general definition of determiners. Determiners are words that appear before nouns, all right? And they're adjectives. That means that anything that may come before a noun or a noun that is being modified by adjectives could be a determiner. For example, it says here, it's made up of the airways and the lungs. The airways and the lungs. That means the is before airways, so the is a determiner. That happens to be an article. I'll show you the types of determiners in a moment. And the lungs. So if we had a lung, my lungs, all those words that may come before the noun are determiners. All right? And we have another example here from the text. Blood is transported to all cells. So anything that comes before the nouns, like in this case, cells, all cells, is a determiner. Have you noticed that when we say blood, we don't have a determiner there? When we're talking about something general that doesn't need special characterization, let's say, we don't need a determiner. When we are talking about something in plural, for example, many times when we're talking about, let's say, cells, if we're just talking about cells in general, we don't need a determiner. All right. But let me show you what types of determiners we can have in English. The first one of the 4 types of determiners that I'm going to show you here are articles. You remember the word a or and, like when we say an apple, a friend. So that is an article, and that happens to be called indefinite article. Or the word the or the before words that start with a vowel sound, like the apple, the elephant. So the is an article, and it's a determiner. All right? Now, before nouns, we may also have quantifiers. For example, when we say all friends, all people. Few, which is when we're talking about a very small quantity. Many, or 1, 2, 3, they are quantifiers. Yes, nouns can have numbers before them, and those numbers are of course quantifiers, and they may be also considered adjectives, but anyway, they are serving the purpose of determining how we should understand the noun that follows them. We're not talking about, let's say, friends in general. We're talking about 5 friends, for example. All right? Now, another type of determiner is possessives. So all those words that indicate possession are also determiners. And here I have all the possessives for you, the possessive adjectives, for example. My, yours, his, her, its, our, or their, they are determiners. All right? They are possessives. Now, we also have demonstratives. We call them also demonstrative adjectives. Those words that we can place before nouns that actually we have some contact with. If they are close to us, we can say this, for example, this friend, this system, or if they are a little farther apart, we can say that, like that system, something that we mentioned 2 sentences before, that would be that. Or if we want to pluralize this, we use these. Remember the pronunciation, these vibrates the S. And those is the plural of that. So those are called demonstrative adjectives, and in general, demonstratives. They are all determiners. But to make sure that we understand this, I think it's better that we have some practice. And for this, I have some sentences that are missing some determiners. Your mission, if you choose to take it, is to complete the following sentences with the determiners in the word bank. I'm going to give you some determiners, and let me warn you, they are not the only determiners that could go there. And actually, when you choose from this word bank which determiner goes in one space before a noun, you may see that several can fit, and that is fine. All right? So I just want you to make some differentiation, for example, between singular and plural of something that indicates possession, definite possession. But do your best in just playing with these determiners to complete those blanks. All right? So I'm going to ask you to please pause my video, complete the activity, and in a moment I'll see you so that we can compare answers. All right? Pause my video, complete the activity, please. All right. I hope that you did pause my video and that you did complete the activity. And let me show you some answers. Not the only answers that you could have included, but just some of the answers that a student wrote. All right? The first one, if your doctor recommended that medication, it's because you need it. So I didn't include there this so that you could avoid some confusion there, but that works there. If you say, if let's say the doctor recommended my medication or your medication, that would be fine as well. All right, but this is just one possible answer. So we eliminated one your, that was repeated there, and that. Next, Martha does 2 types of exercise. Of exercise routines, aerobic and stretching. So there's only 2 types included there, so that's why 2 is the one that goes there. Now, following protocols, that's plural, following these protocols here will help you fight the virus. Could be also your virus, but the virus. That could be a possible answer. Next, many breathing exercises can help you improve your lung capacity. All right? And the last 2 that we have, the quality of the air you breathe in your house is key. So the and your could be the determiners that can complete those blanks in that sentence there. All right? So what we're going to do now is please think about the answers, see if there are some changes about some determiners that you used that were completely incorrect, or if you're happy with yours, that is fine as long as they respect, for example, singular and plural or the ideas of possession. But in general, that is what we need to remember to keep in mind in terms of determiners. Right now, I am going to pause my video so that you can listen to the pronunciation of the native speaker, and after you listen to the pronunciation, repeat after him in this case. All right? So I'll pause my video, listen, and practice, please.
If your doctor recommended that medication, it's because you need it. Martha does 2 types of exercise routines, aerobic and stretching. Following these protocols here will help you fight the virus. Many breathing exercises can help you improve your lung capacity. The quality of the air you breathe in your house is key.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for having pronounced that. And remember that we talked about determiners, and that is something that you can place before nouns to give an idea, a better idea about how we should understand that noun. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.